Says I'm live. Sometimes at the start of a live stream, I find there'll be like an error and some words that were spoken apart will get jumbled, almost like the recording process skips. I don't know. But anyway, I'll repeat my opening line, which, looks like we're live. All right, so if this is really working and everything's functioning in sync with itself, should flash this video into existence like a big bang creating a fully formed universe with, blah, 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 whatever, fully formed universe, billions of years of history, humanity is in existence, there's a full-blown house, and it's all going to be flashed into existence. The video is going to flash into existence. Yeah, just because I don't have much for special effects, I'm just going to, boom, there we go, flashed into existence, the video has started, and we're live. We're live, according to this. Could be wrong. Possibly because of my primitive setup or the primitive internet connection. This is probably an incredibly low resolution. And it's really hard to say how it's going to look and sound. The sound is usually okay. There's an electric heater running in the background, which will lower the audio quality. And whatever. That's just a little background noise. I don't want it to be cold, so... Yeah, that's a downside. And considering how long it took to upload the thumbnail for this, I'm sure in order to be streaming at 30 frames per second or however maybe it's only like 10 frames per second with this setup. I don't know. But it's always low resolution, probably pretty bad this time. Anyway, yeah, flashed the video into existence by playing peekaboo with the camera. This time it was with a box of cosmic brownies, because, the empty box that was once a box of cosmic brownies, because, why not? Why not? And if this was one of my pre-recorded videos, it's quite possible I would have had an intro with a flying car bringing in the title screen, So just to waste a little more time, here's the flying car. There we go. It's not the usual Cavalier. It's actually the Autobot equivalent to a Cavalier. It's more based around a Cobalt, but the overall shape of the Cobalt coupe was pretty much identical to a Cavalier coupe. Just the Cavalier was everything I've seen about. I'm not super familiar with the Cobalts, but everything I've seen about it, the Cavalier seems more comfortable. Especially before 2003. The 2003, the seats still seemed about the same, but it seemed like they propped you up too high. And most cars now, ever since the SUV craze, have propped you up stupidly high. Like, cars have turned to crap. But the Cavalier was a decent car, one of the last hang-ons for decent cars. Cars just kept turning. Actually, no. After the period of the Cavalier, cars were nice for a little bit, almost a decade. And then they just got ugly. But they started... It's one thing I hate about the driving feel of, like, the seating positions of a lot of those damn newer cars. It used to be they'd position you to get a good feel of the road, so it's like you're driving into the road. But then SUVs became popular, and even the cars wanted to prop you up stupidly high. It annoys me. I think that sucks. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of designed around a Cobalt or a Cavalier. The Chevrolet Monza had the same basics base. Oh, hey, look. New from the Anti-Trekker. Yeah, there's an Anti-Trekker video out right now. Okay, well. It said, leave Captain Marvel alone. Yeah, why not leave her alone? I have no idea. I have no idea what he has to say about the whole thing. But the taillights actually remind me more of, definitely not Cobalt-like. Not even like the later Cavaliers. It'd be more like a Monza or possibly an 80s Cavalier, but yeah. The important thing is the aft phase cannon, which this thing has an oversized aft phase cannon. Anyway, whatever. It's probably just a plasma cannon. Doesn't matter. This is where I ramble on about whatever comes to mind. It's live, so if I start mispronouncing things, I could just mispronunciate things and word awkwardly, something like that. And it just doesn't matter. No editing, just live. Would it be that much harder to pre-record something so I could edit it? But then I'd have to manage space on my camera and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna fill myself with enough caffeine to talk. See what comes to mind. And important thing though is I'm getting myself functionally awake with caffeine. Um, it's probably not the best if I want to make sure I'm still staying on point, but yeah, whatever. But caffeine's special. It's like it's like it's like the magnetic field in a particle accelerator that just makes the particles go. You know, it provides energy. Except instead of being like the particles in a particle accelerator, it's more like the liquid content of your bladder, and it does make it go through even faster, so you have to go to the bathroom more often. And basically, I've been sustaining myself with beverages. Oh, a can of bubbly. This one doesn't. This doesn't have caffeine in it though, so yeah. Just tossing these things around like it's nothing. I actually really like those cans. Pretty green cans, and there we go. If you're wondering if I was aiming for the camera or not, no, I'm not aiming for the camera. No, it didn't hit the camera. If I hit the camera, it's not very stable. Yeah. So there's a new video from the anti-tracker, something about leave Captain Marvel alone. I don't know what that video is going to be about exactly. The anti-tracker is often pretty quick to criticize social justice warrior bigots that, try to make themselves look self-important by demonizing the members of the population that they can get away with demonizing while still trying to meet an agenda that makes them look important. Still, they're technically more pleasant than the alt-right, but which the term originally didn't mean what it does now, but it's been co-opted by people who actually often use the social justice warriors for their social political propaganda, because the social justice warriors are so abhorrently misrepresent the population, and whenever they get their way, they make it look like this is what society has become, and it's all nuts. It's all fucking nuts. Bigots and whack jobs all around. And there was a time when it looked like society was slowly improving. And then it went nuts. Some self-important whack jobs. I'm not awake enough to even get into that. But, the Captain Marvel thing, it's kind of like the woman who plays the character has basically been trying to shoo away and get rid of men, especially white men now, but like trying to keep them out of press conferences or trying to discourage them from being involved, which technically is bigotry. And also a large demographic of Marvel fans happen to be males, because although people like to say, oh, this is just a man's thing, or that's just a woman's thing, and it's always the same. No, it's not. Amongst younger people, it's more gender neutral. Amongst older people, you will have far more male fans. But, it was kind of weird. It was kind of obnoxious, but it is what it is. And some people are comparing it to Ghostbusters 2016, where this is going to push people away from the movie by being honestly and legitimately offensive. That said, with Ghostbusters 2016, it wasn't just one actress. It was like the producer, just about everybody behind the movie, or behind co-opting the Ghostbusters franchise into a new movie. They tried to pull this propaganda stunt where they were like, no, if you don't like this, you're sexist. And I'd say it backfired on them, but we'll never really know because it looked like a shitty movie. It turned out to be a shitty movie. And so it's like, there was a lot of backlash against them for their stunt of trying to demonize the fans as being misogynist for not liking it. But it's hard. So it's hard to say because the Marvel movies are generally good and they're still under the same creative team, and it's just one person involved with it that's been saying, you know, nasty kind of anti-male sexist nonsense. So it's kind of like, on one hand, I could understand why people would want to stay away from that movie. The face of the movie, the main actor behind the whole thing, she's doing stuff that is kind of offensive and obnoxious. But then people are going to tune in just because they want to see the next little hints of what's going on in the Marvel universe, Marvel movie universe, whatever, anyway. And odds are that regardless of her, it's probably still a decent movie. And just because she's a jackass, why let that ruin what could be a good movie? I mean, it could be a perfectly fine movie. Why let one jackass ruin it for you? I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't plan to see it anytime soon. It was just a week or two ago. About a week ago, maybe a week and a couple days ago, I finally got around to watching the Avengers Infinity War movie. And I wanted to watch Doctor Strange, but Doctor Strange is no longer on Canadian Netflix. So it's like, can't watch that. Unless I were to go and buy the DVD, then I could actually watch it whenever I wanted. And on like Netflix, it wouldn't be a subscription, although I would have paid more for the individual movie. It still would have been a proper purchase rather than this online bullshit. But whatever. I didn't get the DVD. At least I don't think I have the DVD. Maybe I picked it up at some time and forgot about it. It's in a pile of DVDs that I haven't categorized yet and organized, put them on the shelf or in the plastic crate. And, no, I mean, I don't have a strong opinion on the Captain Marvel thing. It's like the person who plays Captain Marvel has been saying stupid and shitty things. Could she be either brainwashed or delusional enough to think that what she's saying is legitimately good? It's possible, although it's more likely she's just trying to look self-important. But, it's hard to say. Hard to judge that sort of thing, because it could go either way. But that's kind of what's going on with media now. Actually, the complete opposite. I actually saw a video about this earlier, and I forget. I think it was Clownfish TV or something like that. Had been commenting on how Rotten Tomatoes. And Rotten Tomatoes, if something's rated good on Rotten Tomatoes, does that mean it's a good movie? Probably not. Does that mean the population's going to think it's a good movie? Not a hint, not a chance of that. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean a damn thing. When it comes to movie quality, Rotten Tomatoes is blatant hackery. You know what Rotten Tomatoes certified as fresh? Ghostbusters 2016. And no, that Ghostbusters 2016 not only was a disgraceful use of an underused franchise that Sony was just sitting around on for a long time and finally got back to doing something with. Not only was it kind of a waste of that and a reboot when nobody wants a reboot. People want sequels, not reboots. People used to complain about sequels because they want something new and different. Fuck that shit. You liked something, it was good. You want that universe to be furthered. You want more of it. It's like with Star Trek. Don't reboot Star Trek. Give us Star Trek the motion picture. Then, expand the universe. Give us Star Trek the Next Generation. Let us know more about the past. Give us Star Trek Enterprise, the best thing to grace television ever. Want to do a mundane show that's just good enough? Give us Star Trek Voyager. Want to give us something a little bit different? Give us Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Want to give us something horrible? Give us Star Trek Discovery. But don't reboot. Don't do that. If it ain't broke, don't reboot it. If it ain't broke, don't reboot it. And they rebooted Ghostbusters. And they made the most absurdly bad movie. I think of people like complaining about Adam Sandler movies. And I don't have a strong opinion of Adam Sandler one way or the other. But, I could see why his movies are considered to be bad, and I generally don't want to watch them. I've seen parts of Pixels because a friend of mine gave me the DVD. She was done with it, and she just gave it to me, which was really cool of her. And thanks for that, Mandy. But, you know, and I watched part of it. I never got around to watching the whole thing. You know, it seemed like, you know, I could quite possibly enjoy this. And I was enjoying it. I was thankful to get it. You know, it didn't seem that bad. I saw parts of Adam Sandler movies that I watched and liked. Then I've seen stuff with Adam Sandler, and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. And if they had told me they were rebooting Ghostbusters, but they were giving it to Adam Sandler, I think I would have vomited blood. But, I mean, Ghostbusters 2016 was pretty damn bad. I mean, when I think of inappropriate